Right now, it's looking like a nice finish to the holiday weekend with lower temperatures and less humidity. Gary has the details coming up. For the second time in as many days, Southern California is shaken by an earthquake overnight. We have the latest on the reaction from residents and what's next.
We're just feeling really small and helpless about what's going on at the border.
Plus, how a Madison bookstore is trying to make a difference during the ongoing dispute over immigration and conditions at the border.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, and thanks for starting your day with us here at News 3 Now. It's Saturday, July 6th. I'm Amy Reed with the pleasure of being in with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canolti.
Well, good morning. Nice working with you, Amy.
Good morning. This has never happened for me before. I feel very honored.
Well, in spite of that, I hope your day goes well. No, we have to get past a few scattered showers and thunderstorms this morning, but after that, it looks like we'll see a pretty nice weekend. You can see on Doppler track a little cluster of thunderstorms moving through southern Wisconsin. This is actually just behind a cold front, which is moving through the southern part of the state. Once this area of thunderstorms rolls on through, it looks like skies will start clearing out for this afternoon. Temperatures right now are still pretty mild in the lower to middle 70s. Dew point temperatures are around 70, so the atmosphere is still pretty much loaded with moisture. We're seeing some areas of fog along with some heavier showers moving on through. Temperatures this morning will start out in the lower 70s, end up in the mid 70s as the rain chances come to an end late this afternoon. And I think most of the rain will be over with by late afternoon with a high temperature of 81 degrees. First alert traffic, very quiet out there this morning, and that's just because it's the middle of a holiday weekend. That's the Beltline of Verona Road. Hardly a car to be seen around. Beltline in great shape. Interstates north and south of Madison. Also traffic moving at the posted speed limits. Don't expect a lot of traffic today, but tomorrow I think things will pick up, obviously, as people head home after the holiday weekend. That's your News 3 Now First Alert traffic.
Thanks so much, Gary. Well, we start with breaking news into the Channel 3000 Alert Center overnight as Madison police investigate a shooting on the city's north side. They say it happened just before midnight in the area of Packers Avenue and Warbler Lane. One person was shot and taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say the incident was isolated and there's no additional danger to the public. Anyone with information is asked to call the police or Madison area Crime Stoppers. Also breaking overnight, a major 7.1 magnitude earthquake is once again leaving Southern California shaken. It's the second in 2 days to be centered in the same area. Tom Foti has the latest on what we know from.
Oh my God.
Splashing pools and swinging chandeliers as a powerful earthquake jolted Southern California Friday night.
And all of a sudden, like, something started shaking and we're like looking around and all of a sudden everyone's like, whoa.
The 7.1 magnitude quake was centered near Ridgecrest, the same location as Thursday's Temblor. About 3,000 residents are without power. Crews responded to house fires.
We all started crying because we were scared, and then my brother was still in his room and he was like, something's burning in her room, and then we all just like got backed away from the house, and then it just all lit up.
Friday night's earthquake was 10 times stronger than the one on the 4th of July, and damage is more significant near the epicenter.
My expectation is that Ridgecrest is having a pretty difficult time tonight.
A rock slide forced a highway closure near Bakersfield. Employees at a casino in Coachella Valley sprinted for cover in a restaurant. And the shaking could be felt as far away as Las Vegas, where a Pelicans and Knicks game had to be postponed.
And they're going to stop the game here.
Experts say given the size of the fault, there will likely be more shaking.
So the expectation is we're going to have aftershocks tonight. It's going to continue on.
Crews will spend the day working to get a full assessment of the damage. Tom Foti, CBS News.
In Washington, lawyers for the Department of Justice say the Trump administration is going to continue exploring its options for adding a citizenship question to the 2020 census. As of now, the census will be printed without the citizenship question after the Supreme Court issued a ruling last week blocking it from the questionnaire. But President Trump says he's considering his options after that ruling, which could include an executive order or an addendum that would add the question at a later date. The Supreme Court's ruling would require the administration to provide a new reason for the addition of the question. Immigrants' rights groups argue the question is discriminatory and may lead to an inaccurate population count if people are scared to fill out the census. Meanwhile, the president says his administration will soon begin deporting thousands of undocumented people living in 10 major cities after delaying the action last month. The announcement comes amid escalating tensions over the treatment of migrants detained at the border. Customs and Border Protection says it's launched an internal investigation into social media posts allegedly by CBP employees mocking migrant deaths and bashing Democrats. The president is blaming the overcrowding at facilities on congressional Democrats and wants lawmakers to deliver a comprehensive border security plan. The crisis at the border continues to be a hot-button issue, but a local bookstore says it's taking matters into its own hands. All weekend long, 10% of a room of one's own book sales is being donated to an organization called WISC-TV. It's based in Texas, and they do legal work for those who are detained at the border. This started as a small effort by this one bookstore to last just one day, but based on the amount of support they've gotten across the nation, they've extended it to last throughout the weekend. Right now, they have 114 bookstores teaming up with their efforts nationwide to donate a percentage of their sales this weekend to this cause. As of this morning, they've raised nearly $15,000.
We're going to be raising a lot of money. You know, like our goal right now is between $50,000 and $75,000, and we think we're confident that we're going to reach that. And we're floored. We didn't think that this was not something we thought was possible.
If you would like to donate without buying a book, you can also do that. We have a link to their website on ours, channel3000.com. Today, you can participate in a bike ride in support of immigrants. BC Club Latino de Madison is putting on a 24-hour ride to bring awareness to the value of immigrants and refugees. Participants will be wearing signs on the back of their shirts. You can bike for as long as you'd like. The ride starts at Olin Park at 8 this morning and makes stops in Middleton, Verona, Sun Prairie, and Fitchburg. The Milwaukee man accused of killing his son over a piece of cheesecake is being denied a lower bond. Travis Stackhouse is accused of beating his 5-year-old son to death after getting upset about the boy eating his Father's Day cheesecake. He initially told police the boy fell down the stairs. Stackhouse said he wanted his $100,000 bond reduced so he could attend his son's funeral. That request was denied yesterday.
I think it goes without saying that the allegations in this complaint are horrendous. There's a part of me right now that wants to drop a tear, I'm not gonna lie.
The court commissioner says the bottom line is he can't make decisions based on Stackhouse's desire to attend the funeral and instead had to consider the alleged crime and protection of the community. Police in Fort Atkinson say a man jumped into the Rock River while trying to escape arrest. It happened yesterday around noon. Investigators say officers were chasing after a suspect wanted on a warrant when the man tried to get away. The suspect didn't get very far after jumping into the water and had to be rescued by first responders. He wasn't injured, but was taken to jail. Many of us use social media to share photos of ourselves and other loved ones, but there is one page in particular that has families in southern Wisconsin and northern Illinois concerned about what's being shared. Adam Duxter has more on why police say there's nothing they can do about it.
Just days ago, Candace Rivera was scrolling through her Facebook page when she saw something out of the ordinary.
It was kind of like what the heck, what's going on? Why does this person have photos of me and my family?
Photos of her children shared online, not by someone she knew, but on a page called Don't Make Kid Pics Public. I spoke with Rivera over Skype tonight about what her immediate reaction was to seeing the photos.
I commented on it and I said something like, what's this? You're sick, like stop. Because I noticed kind of like what he was doing with the rest of his photos.
But it wasn't just photos of Rivera's children, it was hundreds of photos of children shared onto this one page. When Rivera made her feelings known to the page's owner, they went one step further.
They stole like over 100 of my other photos of my family and my kids and other photos of me.
Rivera's frustration shared by many other parents on the state line. Beloit police say parents tagged them in several of the posts asking them to do something, but they say there's nothing they can do.
If people have pictures on Facebook, Facebook's a social media platform designed for photos to be shared. Unfortunately for parents who want police action, a page like this isn't in of itself illegal.
And while some people already have their thoughts as to why the page's owner is sharing these photos, I messaged them and asked them to explain why. They decided they didn't want to talk with me. Creepy, unsettling, but not illegal. Still, Rivera says she wants to see something done.
I understand it's open to the public, but it doesn't give the right for someone to steal your family or your children's photos.
Police say for now, the best thing you can do is to make sure photos are only visible to your Facebook friends.
I'd encourage people to check their privacy settings.
It's unclear where the person running the page lives, but as you heard, for now, police say it's a good reminder to check your privacy settings. In sports, the Brewers finally snapped one of their longest scoreless streaks of the season and narrowly avoided another frustrating loss last night. Jesus Aguilar got the Brewers on the board first and then added to the Brewers' lead in the 8th inning with a home run. The Brewers took a 6-1 lead into the 9th inning, but weren't able to hold on to the lead, taking the game to extras. In the 10th, Locaine drove in the go-ahead run to give the Brewers another lead. This time, they held on for the 7-6 win. The Cubs had the day off, meaning the Brewers now lead the NL Central by half a game. In other news, breaking overnight in the sports world, NBA Finals MVP Kawhi Leonard is leaving the Toronto Raptors to sign with the Los Angeles Clippers. The contract is reportedly worth $142 million over 4 years. Leonard led the Raptors to their first ever NBA championship this summer. He won't be the only star heading to LA. In another move, the Clippers are also trading multiple draft picks to the Oklahoma City Thunder for All-Star Paul George. It's 5:11 on this Saturday morning. You're taking a live look over the Capitol where vendors are getting ready for a hopefully busy day at the market. Gary has your full farmers market forecast just ahead.
Well, it's another muggy morning on the backyard patio, but the good news is there's some relief from the heat and humidity. Unfortunately, we have to get through a few scattered showers and thunderstorms this morning. On Doppler track, you can see this cluster of showers and thunderstorms to the north and west. Moving eastward, the showers and storms right now run from around Lone Rock down toward Dodgeville. They're heading eastward pretty rapidly, so expect a brief period of heavy rain as they pass, and then after that, most of the rain should pretty much be over with by late morning or early afternoon. You can see there's not much out to the west. Temperatures right now are in the lower 70s in southern Wisconsin, but notice in the north and west it's down to 60 in Superior, and the dew point temperatures are dropping, indicating that the air is drying out as well. Live view from the WISC sky cam on the west side of Madison. Mostly cloudy skies right now. Temperature is 74 degrees. Winds are out of the east at 8 miles per hour. The dew point temperature at 70, but after the rain passes, look for those dew point temperatures to start dropping. In fact, on Weather Track, you can see there's a little cluster of thunderstorms. It's actually with a little area of low pressure, which is actually in the southern portion of Wisconsin. But to the north and west, those wind arrows are coming out of the north as high pressure just north of North Dakota starts nosing in. While temperatures are in the 70s here, you can see they drop into the upper 40s in northern Minnesota, and the dew point temperatures come down quite a bit as well. So that indicates the air is starting to dry out. This morning, cloudy skies, showers, perhaps a few thunderstorms. Temperatures climbing to the mid 70s by lunchtime. But this afternoon will turn partly sunny and warm, but less humid. Our high temperature reaching 81 degrees. For tonight, look for skies to become mostly clear. It'll be cooler and less humid as well with a low temperature of 57. And for tomorrow, expect a mostly sunny and pleasantly warm day with a high temperature of 80 degrees and low humidity. On Future Track, you can see the best chances for scattered showers and thunderstorms this morning, but by this afternoon, skies will turn partly sunny with high temperatures in the lower 80s. Tonight, we clear out. Low temperatures will drop into the 50s. And then for tomorrow, look for sunny skies and high temperatures right around 80 degrees. The 7 to 10 day forecast calls for high temperatures to be in the 80s next week. Low humidity the beginning part of the week. A little bit of an increase in humidity toward the middle of the week could lead to a thunderstorm chance from late Tuesday into Wednesday. A little drop in the humidity for Thursday and Friday, and then more heat and humidity develops toward next week with high temperatures mid to upper 80s, heat index values into the 90s, and just slight chances for showers and thunderstorms as the atmosphere kind of expands, and that keeps the rain chances away. So Amy, looks like a little more humidity to get through, and then after that, some improvement.
Thanks so much, Gary.
Sure.
The water is looking healthy for a lot of beaches around town, but that can change quickly. Anytime the weather is hot and the water is stagnant, it helps blue-green algae bloom. Right now, the lakes have benefited from some recent rainstorms, which shakes up the water, but overall, the rain we've gotten this year has flushed a lot of organic material into the lake, which produces phosphorus, which produces blue-green algae. And it's a team effort to make sure we keep that phosphorus to a minimum.
So what's going on right now is that we know we need to do more. So the city, the county, the state, and the Clean Lakes Alliance are all coming together to update our efforts. But what we're really hoping is that people do individual actions at their home, like rain barrel, rain gardens, and especially getting those yard clippings and leaves out of the curb and gutter, because everything goes on the land and ends up in the lakes eventually, especially with these rain events.
As of this morning, Esther Beach, Tenney Beach, and the Hudson Park Lake Access Point are closed due to algae. The Clean Lakes Alliance is constantly monitoring the health of these lakes. They have about 70 volunteers that will measure different points on all the lakes for water quality. 4th of July weekend is Wisconsin's busiest boating holiday. In the Oshkosh area, the Fox Wolf Watershed Alliance is encouraging boaters to do their part to prevent invasive species in waterways. It's a message not only meant for regulars, but for the influx of out-of-state and new boaters as well.
When you get those first-time boaters, it's really important to be making sure that they're doing their part and removing any vegetation, draining water, and that's kind of why we're out here, making sure we're talking to them.
It's important to take a look, get underneath the boat, wipe it up, pick everything off, and make sure it's clean for the next day out.
Last year, Clean Boaters, Clean Waters volunteers inspected more than 9,000 boats and spoke with more than 18,000 people. It's 5:18 now on this Saturday morning. If you aren't getting out on the water, maybe you're thinking of checking out a movie this weekend. Our Will Loper has a preview of a couple of much anticipated movies opening this weekend. That's just ahead on News 3 Now this morning, Saturday.
Time right now, 5:22. We've got some showers and thunderstorms out to the west of Madison that are heading in our direction. Live view from the WISC Sky Cam shows gray skies out to the west. Yeah, some shower and thunderstorm activity basically from around Lone Rock to Dodgeville, heading eastward toward the Madison area, but to the west there's really not much going on behind it, so most of the rain should be over with after this morning. Temperatures right now mid-70s. Those temperatures will drop off by a few degrees once the rain starts. Dew point temperatures are around 70 degrees, so look for temperatures to drop off to around 70 as the rain starts, and then once we get some sunshine this afternoon, we'll be back up into the lower 80s, but with less humidity. That's your News 3 Now First Alert forecast.
Thanks, Gary. 4th of July weekend is always a big weekend for moviegoers unless you plan on using MoviePass. The struggling service alerted subscribers online to hold off on using its service. In a tweet, MoviePass says its services have been put on a temporary hold. The company blamed technical issues but did not give any details on when it will be up and running, but it could be weeks. MoviePass says it will credit customers for the number of days that the service is down. New in theaters this weekend, it's a psychological thriller about a midsummer festival that isn't what it seems. And Peter Parker deals with the fallout from Avengers Endgame. Will Loper has a preview of Midsummer and Spider-Man Far From Home in this morning's Loper Report.
I invited Danny to come to Sweden. You know what she's been going through.
Christian says you've got this special week planned.
It's sort of a crazy festival. Special ceremonies and dressing up.
That sounds fun.
Unbelievable.
A young couple travel to a midsummer festival in Sweden and discover the villagers there may not be what they seem.
It's like another world.
Tomorrow's a big day.
Is it scary?
What is it?
It has special properties. What?
Midsummer is rated R.
We just need to acclimate.
I don't want to acclimate. I want to go.
Absolutely not.
What's happening?
What up, dorks? What's up? We're just talking about the trip.
I'm here in St. Marco Polo's. Oh!
I think MJ really likes me. That reminds me when I first fell in love.
You're a very difficult person to contact, Spider-Man.
While on vacation in Europe, Spider-Man has to once again step up to save the world. This time from giant sand, lava, and water creatures.
What do you want, Peter? I want to go back on my trip with the girl who I really like and tell her how I feel. MJ, I
am Spider-Man.
No, of course I'm not.
I mean, it's kind of obvious.
You're right, you may not be ready, but this is my responsibility. Saving the world requires sacrifice. Sometimes people die.
Oh my God.
Spider-Man Far From Home is rated PG-13.
How could we top that? But there's much more ahead on News 3 Now. Next, we're running through this morning's top stories, including another strong earthquake in California overnight. Plus, a Portage woman says she was almost scammed by a man claiming to be Wisconsin's Powerball winner. We'll have her story and more local news just ahead on News 3 Now this morning, Saturday. Right now, emergency officials are waiting to see just how bad the damage is after a second strong earthquake in as many days hit Southern California.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now This Morning.
Good morning. It's July, of course it's July, but it's also Saturday, the 6th. I'm Amy Reed. We'll get a check of your first alert forecast with Gary in just a second. But first, let's get you caught up on today's headlines. For the second time in 2 days, Southern California sees its strongest earthquake in decades. A 7.1 magnitude earthquake hit Ridgecrest, California overnight, the same area that saw a 6.4 magnitude earthquake on the 4th of July. The quake was felt as far away as Sacramento and Las Vegas. There are some reports of building collapses overnight, but authorities won't know the full extent of the damage until the sun comes up. President Trump says he's not ruling out an executive order to get a citizenship question on the 2020 U.S. Census. The Supreme Court ruled against that question last week after immigration rights groups filed a lawsuit saying it was discriminatory. But the Department of Justice says it's still searching for ways forward, including adding the question at a later time. Those against the question say it singles out immigrants and could lead to an inaccurate population count if people are afraid to fill out the census. The U.S. job market appears to be bouncing back. The economy added 224,000 jobs in June after a disappointing May. However, the unemployment rate also went up last month, reaching 3.7%. That's a number that's still historically low, but it's the highest it's been since March. Tariffs and rising oil prices have some analysts worried we may be in for a recession next year. Now here's meteorologist Gary Canolti with your Saturday forecast. Hi, Gary.
Hi, Amy. We've got some thunderstorms out to the west of us and a little cluster over southwestern Wisconsin. Those storms passing through the Dodgeville area, heading toward much of Dane County. But you can see they're moving pretty quickly, so they should be out of the way very quickly once they pass. Temperatures are in the mid-70s right now. To the west, they cool down a little bit behind the rain, so we'll drop a few degrees and then see those temperatures start to rise. But more noticeably, the dew point temperatures at around 70 here are starting to fall into the 60s to the north and west. That means the atmosphere is starting to dry out. Temperatures will start out around 70 or a little bit above once the showers and storms end by late morning. We'll be in the mid-70s by lunchtime. Today's high temperature 81 with partly sunny skies this afternoon. As we take a look at first alert traffic, very quiet out there as you would expect in the middle of a holiday weekend. The live view from the DOT camera on the Beltline at Verona Road, hardly a car to be found around there. Main highways, Beltline, the interstate in around Dane County, looking good. Interstates down to the south into Janesville and Beloit, as well as eastward toward Milwaukee, and to the north and west through the Dells up toward Camp Douglas and into the Beaver Dam area. Everything moving at the posted speed limits. That's your News 3 Now First Alert traffic.
Thanks, Gary. We're following breaking news into the Channel 3000 Alert Center overnight as Madison police investigate a shooting on the city's north side. They say it happened just before midnight in the area of Packers Avenue and Warbler Lane. One person was shot and taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say the incident was isolated and there's no additional danger to the public, but anyone with information is asked to call police or the Madison area Crime Stoppers. Protests continue over the crisis at the border, and a Madison bookstore is taking matters into their own hands. News 3 Now's Jamie Perez tells us what their efforts are, how quickly it's gained momentum, and what you can do if you want to help their cause.
A Room of One Zone is known for their wide variety of books that they sell, but this weekend they're doing something that they've never done before. You can see posters all around their store that say 10% of their in-store and online sales are donated to an organization to help those imprisoned at the border.
Usually when we come in the morning, we have like 1 or 3 web orders, and this morning we came in and there were 30.
Michonne Taylor said what started as a small effort to help aid in the crisis at the border.
We're just feeling really small and helpless about what's going on at the border.
Quickly turned into a nationwide effort to raise thousands of dollars.
And our initial goal was to raise like $5,000 and get like maybe 5 to 10 other bookstores on board. Like 20 felt like a huge goal that we probably wouldn't reach, but like, let's go for it anyway.
By just going for it, they now have about 114 bookstores nationwide helping them raise money, all of them donating 10% or more of their sales to an organization that provides legal aid to those detained at the border.
So we're thrilled.
Sales started today officially, and already they've collectively raised more than $14,000.
We're going to be raising a lot of money. You know, like our goal right now is between $50,000 and $75,000, and we think we're confident that we're going to reach that, and we're floored. This was not something we thought was possible.
It's something that was made possible by customers like Matthew Strickland.
It's intention, right? And I think even communicating with the staff here, just thanking them for what they can do. You know, it's a choice that a bookstore can make. You know, and I think it just feels good to align yourself with where you're spending your dollars. So.
This effort is going on all weekend long, both in-store and online. We will have a link to that on our website at channel3000.com. In Madison, I'm Jamie Perez, News 3 Now.
That bookstore is open from 10 to 8 today and Sunday from noon to 5. In other local news this morning, more changes coming for Madison School Board. Mary Burke announced yesterday she's stepping down from her position on the board. She's been a board member for the past 7 years, including serving as its president until Gloria Reyes took over this year. She cited personal and professional commitments for the reason she's stepping down. The board will discuss the process of filling her seat at its meeting Monday. A fire that left an Edgerton area family without a home is being ruled an accident. The fire happened just after midnight yesterday morning in the town of Fulton. It left significant damage, including a car inside the garage. Overnight, the Edgerton Fire Department told News 3 Now that the investigation into the fire was closed and the fire was accidental. Nobody was injured. A Portage woman says she came close to being scammed by someone pretending to be the Wisconsin lottery winner. Shirley Hull reached out to someone claiming to be Manuel Franco, the winner of the Powerball in April. The stranger offered her $100,000 over the phone, and she believed him. All she had to do was purchase an iTunes gift card and give him the number. This is when Hull caught on. Because she had been scammed in a similar situation before, and it's a scam that the Better Business Bureau says happens regularly. The purpose of this scam is to get someone to hand over hundreds or even thousands of dollars.
You know, the bottom line is to, never pay money to get money, never pay money in an untraceable method or to a stranger. And lastly, if it sounds too good to be true, it is.
The Better Business Bureau says to never give money to a stranger through an untraceable method like buying gift cards or wire transfers, because you will most likely never see that money again. If you're contacted by a stranger claiming to give you money, BBB recommends to always double check their credentials before handing your money over. The Milwaukee man accused of killing his son over a piece of cheesecake is being denied a lower bond. Travis Stackhouse is accused of beating his 5-year-old son to death after getting upset about the boy eating his Father's Day cheesecake. He initially told police the boy fell down the stairs. Stackhouse said he wanted his $100,000 bond reduced so he could attend his son's funeral. That request was denied yesterday. The court commissioner says the bottom line is he can't make decisions based on Stackhouse's desire to attend the funeral and instead had to consider the alleged crime and the protection of the community. Surveillance video from inside a southeastern Wisconsin mall captures a wild shoplifting incident. This is at the North Face store at the Pleasant Prairie Premium Outlets. Police call it a mob shoplifting incident taking less than 30 seconds. 10 men stormed the store, 9 of them grabbing clothes off the racks, sprinting out and getting away with more than $30,000 in merchandise. Police say they're investigating if this incident is related to other similar ones in the area. Wisconsin insurance officials will consider a proposal to lower insurance rates for workers' compensation. The Wisconsin Compensation Rating Bureau has proposed an almost 9% decrease, continuing a 3-year trend in falling premiums. The new rates could go into effect October 1st. Some employers say a small decline in reported injuries and illnesses has helped bring the rates down. In sports, the U.S. women's national team is preparing for its 4th straight World Cup final appearance. With 24 goals adding up to 6 victories, Team USA seems poised to play its way into World Cup history. Knock on wood. The team edged past Spain, knocked out host nation France, and beat England to make its way into the finals against the Netherlands. A celebration against England by co-captain Alex Morgan stirred a bit of controversy.
It wasn't a hit to England in any way. There is some sort of double standard for females in sports, to feel like we, have to be humble in our successes and have to celebrate, but not too much.
The United States and Netherlands will play tomorrow at 10 a.m. If the U.S. does go all the way, it joins Germany as the only team to win the tourney twice in a row. Up next, every little incentive can help when it comes to motivating college students facing challenges not to give up. We'll show you how a unique online game is pushing students to succeed with a big reward at the end. That's when News 3 Now This Morning Saturday returns.
Just about 5:42 a.m. Some thunderstorms are heading toward the Madison area. Live from the WISC Sky Cam showing the skies starting to darken up out to the west as some thunderstorms move through Iowa County and head toward northeastern Dane County. The storms have been weakening a little bit as they push eastward, but could bring some brief gusty winds and heavy downpours as they pass. Temperature right now 74 in Madison. We'll see those temperatures drop off a little bit as the rain moves in, but then the humidity should drop. Dew point temperatures right now are around 70. Notice Black River Falls, their dew points down to 62 as the air starts to dry out. Some patchy areas of fog as well as the heavier rain moving in from the west. Otherwise, look for temperatures to slowly rise through the rest of the day, getting back up to 81 by late this afternoon, but with less humidity, it'll feel much more comfortable. That's your News 3 Now First Alert forecast.
Thanks, Gary. The Brewers are hoping to go into the All-Star break on a high note. They beat the Pirates 7-6 last night in extra innings, yet Christian activities competing in the Home Run Derby in Cleveland on Monday. There's an urban legend that taking part in the Home Run Derby can mess up a player's swing, but Brewers general manager David Stern says he doesn't buy that.
I hope people keep talking about it screwing up his swing, because that seems to motivate Christian. Whenever you tell him that something's going to go wrong or he can't do something, he seems to take it as fire. Look, I think Christian Yelich knows his swing pretty well. I don't think a couple high-intensity rounds of BP, which essentially is what the Home Run Derby is really going to impact him too much going into the second half.
I can't wait to see that. For a significant number of college students, success can be touch and go. Jeff Nguyen shows us a new game that's putting graduation within reach.
Angel Salvador was spending about 5 hours a day on a public bus to get to class, losing precious time he would typically use to study.
It was very stressful and difficult.
So much so, he contemplated dropping out of Cal State University Dominguez Hills. In 2017, more than 20% of the freshman class at the Carson, California campus dropped out.
And you start racking up points.
So the university is testing a pilot program called Charge On. It's a web and texting campaign that uses gaming skills to guide students through academic, financial, and even health concerns.
How to deal with your stress, taking care of yourself. There's one about helping you with your resume.
The program is managed through USC's School of Education, which aims to expand it to more campuses in the future.
If you can support a first-generation student in persisting through the first semester of college, their likelihood of graduating goes up substantially.
Charge On feels like a game by offering points every time a student uses it. They can earn gift cards and other rewards. The ultimate prize, a $1,000 scholarship. Angel Salvador was one of the big winners.
So, what did you do with your scholarship money?
I got a car.
Students in the program say it's powerful because help is at their fingertips 24/7.
It gives me strength to be able to continue pushing and pushing so that in the end I can graduate from this institution with my major in political science.
Which Angel says is an absolute game changer. Jeff Nguyen, CBS News, Carson, California.
Well, Gary has some of the best news of the morning. The humidity we've been dealing with for most of the week is finally on its way out once we get past some morning storms. He'll have your full forecast next on News 3 Now this morning, Saturday. But first, it's July 6th. Let's look at who's 3 today. Happy birthday to Isla and Ragnar. If you have a kid who's turning 3 soon, send their name and picture to us at News 3 Now, and we'll share their photo in the morning.
Still a muggy morning across southern Wisconsin, but that will change after an area of thunderstorms. It's currently moving into the western portion of Dane County, swings on through. It's actually with an area of low pressure over southwestern Wisconsin. That'll shift our winds around to the north and bring in drier air from the north and west. Notice the lack of precipitation across Minnesota. That's good news. We should see sunshine for this afternoon. Temperatures that are in the mid-70s will drop off a little bit. Notice to the north and west, those readings drop into the 60s, but more importantly, the dew point temperatures that are around 70 here drop to around 60 by the time you get to the Twin Cities, and are in the upper 40s across northern Minnesota. So as the air dries out, it'll feel much more comfortable. You can kind of see the spiral in the wind circulation right over that area of low pressure just behind the thunderstorms over southwestern Wisconsin. But notice once it passes, those winds shift around to the north, and that will start drawing the drier air southward. Live view from the WISC sky cam. Sky's darkening up a little bit as those showers and thunderstorms approach western Dane County. Temperature right now 74 degrees, but the dew point temperature very high at 70, so the air pretty loaded with moisture. Upper level winds right now from west to east. Notice they've gone from southwest to westerly. That will start to allow the drier air to the north start to work its way in behind this area of low pressure. Winds shift around to the north, and those temperatures much more comfortable. Look for high temperatures today to still make the 80-degree mark, but with less humidity, it'll feel a lot more comfortable than the last few days. And as we look at future track, you can see the rain moving out, skies clearing out for this afternoon. Expect clear skies for tonight, plenty of sunshine for tomorrow and Monday as well. Those winds generally pretty light. Eventually, those winds become a little more southerly as we head into the middle part of next week. That'll start to bring some moisture in and some thunderstorm chances by midweek. Showers and thunderstorms this morning. Temperatures climbing to around 75 by lunchtime. This afternoon, though, will turn partly sunny. It'll be warm but less humid with a high of 81. Tonight, look for skies to become mostly clear. It'll be cooler and less humid with low 57. Tomorrow, a nice day, sunny skies, pleasantly warm, high temperature at 80. On future track, you can see the rain chances ending, then skies clearing out for this afternoon. Plenty of clearing for tonight with temperatures dropping into the upper 50s as the humidity levels drop. Lots of sunshine, high temperature around 80 for tomorrow. As we look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, temperatures low 80s early next week. We will see some thunderstorm chances from late Tuesday afternoon into Wednesday. A little drop in the humidity for Thursday and Friday, and then more heat and humidity as we head toward the following weekend. Could see temperatures up close to 90. Heat index values definitely around 90 degrees. Our pet walk for today. Well, that's Trixie in Janesville. I think Trixie will appreciate the humidity dropping. Temperature about 79 degrees by 3 p.m. By that time, the rain should be gone, and Trixie will probably want to go off for a walk.
Trixie deserves it.
I think so.
I deserve it too. Let's not cut corners.
We'll all enjoy it.
Okay, let's take a look at your morning. We've been asking you guys to share your photos with us. Here's a storm rolling through Argyle. This is from Kevin. Thanks so much for sharing, Kevin. That's beautiful. Holy cow, those clouds.
Pretty ominous, yeah.
Yeah, pretty ominous. We'll be fine. We'll make it through. You saw the forecast. It looks nice. So take a picture, post on Channel 3000's Facebook page or on Twitter using the hashtag MyNews3Morning. If you want to see yours here, we'll share our favorites right here on News 3 Now this morning. Just ahead on News 3 Now this morning, we're into the final weekend at Summerfest, but it's not just big names like Snoop Dogg and Lil Wayne, Billie Eilish taking over the stage in the next couple days. We introduce you to 2 local artists hoping to make a name for themselves. We're back in a moment. Finally, this morning, Summerfest is wrapping up this weekend, and aside from the headliners, it's a big opportunity for some local artists to make a name for themselves.
Jacqueline Abad has a story from Milwaukee.
Meet Kevin and Will Bush, two brothers. And together they make up the band Immortal Girlfriend.
What music was to us at the time was like this unending relationship, so it's kind of like an immortal girlfriend.
They describe their music as synth-based, electronic, with a lot of retro-inspired sounds. This is their song, Daybreak. They were helping other artists create music when they decided to make a band of their own.
Will was writing all these songs.
Yeah.
And then I came along and added some production.
They won the 2018 Radio Milwaukee Music Award for Band of the Year.
They've supported us since day one.
From my perspective, from my desk, it's just a matter of time before those guys are quote-unquote blowing up.
They are one of 7 artists from Milwaukee in the Summerfest Emerging Artists Series.
When you become part of the series, you become part of the history.
The series started 14 years ago, and artists like Immortal Girlfriend and Amanda Huff are in good company.
Borns, Mary Morris, ex-ambassadors, Walk the Moon, Walk Off the Earth.
This is the second time Immortal Girlfriend will be performing on a Summerfest stage.
This time around, we're going into it with the mindset of just having fun above it. Everything else is just trying to go out there and just put on a really good show.
Fun day to head out there, and not too bad weather-wise.
Once we get past this morning's thunderstorms, you can see on Doppler, high-resolution Doppler right now, there are some stronger thunderstorm cells just to the west of Madison. Each of those cones shows where the storms will be moving over the next half hour. You can see some heavier thunderstorms heading toward the Madison area, but they're moving pretty quickly. And to the west, really, other than a couple of light showers, things are starting to clear out already. Temperatures right now here in Madison, we've dropped a couple of degrees to 72. We'll probably drop a couple more degrees as the rain comes on through. But then, while we'll get back up to around 81 for this afternoon, look for the humidity levels to drop. Pleasant conditions, lots of sunshine the next couple of days. Mid-80s for Tuesday, maybe a thunderstorm chance late in the day. Better chance of rain on Wednesday. Little drop in the humidity for Thursday and Friday. And then next weekend looking much more warm and humid. Temperatures mid to upper 80s. Heat index values in the 90s. Just slight chances for thunderstorms.
Okay, so you're saying enjoy.
Enjoy it now.
Enjoy it now. We deserved it. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you back here soon.